Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now it's Friday. I'm trying to get a little bit of a head start on the weekend. Friday evening now, about 6 o'clock. Something happened this week. The bottom of the strawberry planter fell through. Now this isn't a job I was planning on doing just yet, but it looks as though this weekend's job is to fix the strawberry planter. So as you've seen already, I've been cutting up the timber from the pallet that I managed to salvage from a neighbour. Firstly, I chopped one of those planks down to the width of the planter, and I've separated, as you will have seen, one of the planters in half. And that's because I'm going to do one half of the planter this weekend with parsnip, carrot and broccoli seeds. And then I'm going to wait another few weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, and then I'm going to plant the other half with the same. I'm kind of testing the succession planting scenario to see if it means that we have a harvest of vegetables from the first half, and then maybe 6-8 weeks later we have a second harvest from the second half of the planter. Or at least that's the theory. Will it happen in practice? Who knows? But we're here to test the system. And I'm also chopping up the pallet timber to use as the base for the strawberry planter, which I'm going to take you over there now and show you what's happened. It's completely fallen through. There's muck all over the floor. So I've got quite a job ahead of me this weekend to fix that in readiness to plant the strawberries. I have noticed in some of the garden centres that there are some strawberry plants ready to buy. I might this weekend go to the garden centre once I've fixed that planter, buy some strawberry plants and whack them in. I've got a really busy weekend ahead of me actually. If we're going to list all the jobs, I've got the strawberry planter to fix, possibly plant up. I've got the carrots, parsnips and broccoli to plant. I also have my main crop potatoes that I need to plant out. So yeah, lots to be done this coming weekend, plus a mini tour of the garden and greenhouse because there's been some action, which is excellent stuff. Okay, I'm going to take you over to look at the strawberry planter and then I'm going to crack on and chop some wood. Let's go. Okay, so here, this is what the strawberry planter was like all along, and this is what the second half of the strawberry planter looks like. As you can see, it's completely fallen through, and there is the mess I need to deal with this weekend. You see this plank here was completely snapped, the other one's completely gone down there. All this has just sagged down. I think I'm going to salvage some of these strawberry plants and see if I can plant them elsewhere. I'm going to put new strawberry plants in here because these strawberry plants haven't really done a cracking job at giving us much produce. So yeah, so this weekend I've got to dig all this out. I've got to fix some new beams going across to give us a new solid base. I've got some of this membrane in the greenhouse. So if I can't salvage this membrane, I know I've got some new membrane to fix in place. Then I can fill it back up with all the soil. I've got some fresh compost as well to put in. And then, like I say, I might take a trip to the garden centre to buy some new strawbs. But for now, I'm going to head over to the greenhouse and crack on with chopping timber. So off we go. You can come with me. Okay, and there we are. Look, some planks chopped up here, some planks chopped up here. These are all for the base of the strawberry planter. There's a gaping hole here. Obviously, I've run out of timber, so I'm going to try and salvage another pallet from a different neighbour tomorrow so I can finish this job. And yeah, let's hope we can get this strawberry planter all fixed up and ready for the strawberry plants. So there you go, I've made a good start. Chopped up the timber. I tell you what, chopping up pallets is hard work. A little bit more to do tomorrow, but I'm glad I've made a start this Friday evening. The sun is just dipping over the roofs of the houses. It's a lovely evening, and I'm looking forward to hopefully a lovely weekend of sunshine and please no rain. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to go inside, wash up, have my dinner, and I'll be back out here tomorrow to fix a strawberry planter. Toodaloo. It's Saturday, yay! So you'll have seen that last night, Friday evening, I got a little bit of a head start on the weekend, chopping up some old pallet timber in order to fix the base of the strawberry planter. Now we have a problem. I've run out of timber, so I've put a plea out to the neighbours to see if anyone has an old, unused, unwanted pallet. And until I get a reply, then I'm afraid to say that the fixing of the strawberry planter has to be postponed slightly. But that's not to say that today isn't going to be a busy day, or indeed, potentially, a busy weekend. I've got a list here of all the jobs that I've got to do today or this weekend. Number one, fix the strawberry planter. Well, we know that's not happening anytime soon. I have some carrots, parsnips and broccoli seeds that I need to sow. Now I've got a planter just there. It was my herb planter, and if you remember from a previous video, I moved those herbs out and made that planter good, ready for the seeds. So those seeds are going in that planter today. I followed the instructions of Amir from Amir's allotment. Thank you very much, Amir, for the top tip. And I have soaked my sweet pea seeds overnight. They're in the kitchen now in a bowl. And this morning or today, I'm going to sow those into some pots, keep them here in the greenhouse, and in readiness for hopefully for some lovely sweet peas to adorn the fence later on in the summer. So that's another job I must do. Earlier this week, I had delivered 2 big buckets. You'll see them later, 50-litre buckets. And those are for my main crop potatoes. So today I'll be filling those with muck, obviously piercing some holes in the bottom, placing them out next to the other planters, which is where my first early potatoes are. So we'll get the main crop potatoes planted. Those are my Christmas veggies. Plant conkers. I don't know if you've seen from an earlier video, but I've got some conkers down the side of the house near the wheelie bins that the children collected way back in September, October last year. They've sat there all through the winter, and I had a little look the other day at them in the bag, and loads of them have started to sprout. I'd like to get some planted into some of these pots here, and maybe I've got some bigger ones. I'll just keep them down here in the greenhouse, and we'll see if we can grow some conker trees. I don't know what I will do with conker trees. They grow massive. Certainly not enough space in this garden for a conker tree or two. But the growing of them will be fun, and I'm sure they'll be somewhere out and about in the big wide world where we can plant some conker trees once they are tall enough. Also put up string for sweet peas. Okay, yeah, so I've got some fence panels over there. I want to put some hooks and some string going across. I might as well use my time wisely, get that string up there ready, so that as soon as the sweet peas are ready to be planted out, I can plant them out there and the string is already there for the sweet peas to climb up. Maybe also plant some strawberries. Well, that's not happening. Of course, the strawberry planter is on the back burner for the time being until I get some more timber. So I don't need to plant any strawberries just yet. Sow spring onions. Yeah, I've got some spring onion seeds in the garage. They'll be coming out later on. I've got some little pots as well. Here I have some here. Which are a little bit old and falling to bits. I have some new ones that I picked up from Lidl just the other day. So I'll be sowing my spring onions into those pots. And sow marigolds. Yeah, look, I've got some marigold seeds here that I picked up when I went to the incredible edible gathering. I think that was just last weekend. So I got some marigold seeds to sow. Marigolds, I read and understand that they are a great companion plant to tomatoes, which brings me on to the tomatoes. They're not doing very well. They're not doing anything, in fact. I've had a little peek at them now. There's nothing going on there. I think I am resigned to the fact now that they've potentially rotted in the wet compost, having it been too cold on a night time. So I think it's time to start again. I'm going to dig them out. I'm going to put a little bit of fresh compost in. I do still have some tomato seeds left over in this packet. 75 seeds. I certainly didn't sow 75. Is that right? Yeah, I certainly didn't sow 75 when we planted these seeds into these pots. So I've still got some seeds left. I might redo those today. I might leave those for tomorrow. I'm going to take you on a little tour actually, because over here I have my peas and my kale, which is looking bloody fantastic. Let me show you. Yeah, so look, just whilst we're passing, here are the tomatoes, or our lack of tomatoes. Nothing happening there, so I'm just going to dig them out and put some fresh tomato seeds in. But look over here. Here are the peas. I can't believe it. Look, we've got a germination there. So that is fun. Oh, look, we've got a little one poking through there as well. So that is fantastic to see. I'm really, really happy. We'll go out and we'll have a look at the other planter outside where I direct sowed my peas, so we can do a comparison between the two. And here is the kale. I mean, look at how fantastic that is. I mean, in this greenhouse, this is the most alive thing. And look at how many there are. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I need to do some research to find out whether I should be thinning these out. There are a lot in there. So should I be thinning these out? And at what size should I be planting them out? Anyway, I'll get onto Google later on and figure that out. But for now, let me take you outside and show you what's going on. So you can ignore this timber. This is going to be the new base for the strawberry planter. But I'm going to remove all this timber soon and just stack it up somewhere else. But this is where the carrots and parsnips and broccoli is going to go. So we'll be doing that today. Let's whiz around here. Here we have, can you believe it, lots and lots of radish has germinated, and you might not be able to see. I'm going to try and point to it just there in that hole. Can you see? That is a pea. And there's another one over there somewhere. I think that is a pea. So these peas in the planter that were direct sowed have already started to germinate, but clearly not as much as the peas in the greenhouse. This is where the two main crop potato planters are going to go later on. In fact, I might make that my #1 job. Nothing happening just yet with the first early potatoes, unless that is something I can see in there. Yep, look at that. We have something there from the first early potatoes. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Let's cover you up, keep you nice and warm. Okay, and yeah, just over here, look. Coffee grinds. I read somewhere that in order to try and keep slugs away from your leaves, you should sprinkle some coffee grinds. So we've been saving our coffee grinds over the last week, and I'm going to sprinkle those into this planter when I take this mesh off later on. Okay, let's go plant some potatoes. So as you've seen, I put some holes in the bottom, obviously just for a bit of drainage, and from my research we should put about 4 inches of muck in the tub, and then we can place our spuds. Then we put another 4 inches of soil on top, and then we leave it, and then as those spuds grow through, Once they're about 4 inches above, we add some more compost on top to cover the foliage, and we keep going until we reach the top. I think that's called earthing up. So here we are, 2 tubs, 4 inches of soil, ready for the potatoes. Let's go. Super, 3 potatoes in each of the tubs. And like I say, I'm now going to put some soil on top, about another 4 inches, maybe up to just this line here. And then as these grow through, when the foliage comes through the top, we'll add some more compost on top, and we'll keep going until the bucket is full, and then the plant can grow as it pleases over the top. And then come harvest time, these should be our Christmas potatoes. So as you saw, I just gave the existing soil in here a little bit of a sift, just to try and thin it down a little bit and make it a little bit less lumpy. But look at that lump there. But the soil is a little bit wet actually, it's just clogging up all the holes. So I might bypass this. I mean, I've got some of it out anyway, and it's a little bit better than what it was. Next job then is to sow in here. I'm going to sow the parsnips, the carrots and the broccoli just in this half here, because this half here is going to be my succession planting, which I will do in about, say, 6 weeks. So I'm going to set you up on the tripod and I'm going to get sowing some seeds. PS, can you see on the floor splodges of rain? Come on, please rain, leave me alone. And bloody typical, it started to rain. I managed to get the seeds in the planter, the parsnips, the carrots and the broccoli. Actually, in the, this is the tail. So the parsnips, let me find the packet of parsnips. Here they are. The parsnips here, didn't realise, I mean, I got these from Incredible Edible, and they were kind of free because they were a swap for some first early seed potatoes that I had a surplus of. Best before September 2022. These parsnip seeds are way out of date. I do not really hold much hope up for these things germinating. I stuck lots in, you never know, they might come good, they might need some thinning out because I packed the little trough with lots of these seeds. So they've gone in. You will have probably noticed as well, as I was sprinkling in these carrot seeds, there weren't very many seeds in there. So I've sprinkled them thinly. It probably means that I might not need to thin them out, but it also means that we probably won't have very many carrots. So when I do the other side of the trough, I will buy some parsnip seeds that are certainly in date. I will buy lots of carrot seeds because they don't run out of, they don't go out of date so quickly. So if I have a surplus, I can keep them for next year. And yeah, same with the broccoli. I whacked the broccoli in there, but there weren't very many seeds in there. So I will need to buy some more broccoli seeds for my succession planting for the other side of the planter. Okay, so we're just going to dodge the rain a little bit as we step out of the greenhouse. So this is where I've put the seeds, and I'm doing this plank method, which I've learned, where the planks go over the top of where the seeds are. It helps to keep them moist because it traps in some of the moisture, but it also helps to keep them warm. Every couple of days I'll just keep having a little look and see if anything's poking through, and once something is poking through, then I think we remove the planks. And this is the second half, which is where my succession seeding planting will go. But for now, let's go back into the greenhouse. But for now, because of the rain, I don't think there's very much I can do out there at the moment, so I am going to stay in the greenhouse and do some sowing of some seeds in here. I need to go into the kitchen, grab my sweet pea seeds that have been soaking, and we'll whack those into some pots and make this display even more beautiful. Let's go. Right, so I've crossed off a few things from the to-do list. Next up, I think I'm going to plant or sow my sweet pea seeds. So these have been soaking overnight, and I've got some pots up here that I'm going to sow them into. Probably not the best pots. I think the suggestion is you should have deeper pots and ideally see-through where you can see the roots. But this is all I've got, so this is what we're using. So yeah, let's do this. There we are, sweet pea seeds sown, ready for a topping of compost. In some of them there are just 2 seeds, in some, as you can see in that one there are 3 seeds. And I'm going to top up with some compost. I'm going to make some space on this top rack, probably here now, and that's where they will sit whilst they germinate. So those are the sweet peas planted up, and now it's time to have a look at the, oh my gosh, look at these conkers. This is unbelievable. So now it's time to plant up some conkers. Let's dig some of these out. Oh my gosh, ouch. Okay, they are proper stuck in there. But look at these, unbelievable. Can I, look at that. So I'm going to take some of these into the greenhouse and I'm going to plant them up. So look, we've got one there. Let's see what else I can salvage from in here. Oh, ouch, spiky conkers. I'm going to put the camera down while I have a forage. Oh, so I ended up tipping them all out of the bag just so I could find the best ones. They were all tangled up together. Look, I've salvaged 3 of these conkers. Look at that. That is unbelievable. I'm going to take these into the greenhouse and get them planted up. Hang on a minute. What's this one here? This one looks good. What's this one here? Oh, I might have that one as well. Hello, Mr. Slug. You can stay there. I'll get rid of you. I'm going to plant that one as well. So those are the 4 that I'm going to plant. And we'll keep a little record of how these little guys get on. Let's take them into the greenhouse. spring onions sown in this little propagator here. I read the back of the packet and it says no, where does it say it here? So, sow thinly in either narrow or broad drills. Now, I've not planted them in drills or sown them in drills. I've sown them in plugs. I hope this is going to be okay. Once they reach, I don't know, I'm going to guess at to the top of this plastic lid, I think that's when I will attempt to plant them outdoors and see how they go. I have actually run out of seed potting compost, so you will have seen that I used multi-purpose compost and I used my giant sieve to sieve it through and make it nice and fine, and I think it did a good job. It's had a water. I now need to find somewhere to sit it so that it can germinate, so I'm going to do that now. And then of course it started raining again, so there's no more outdoors work just yet, but it is definitely time for some lunch, so I will see you guys very soon after lunch. Bye for now. Actually, I take it back. It is 12:15. It's definitely time to go inside and have some lunch. The rain is coming down. It means there's no more outdoors work for me. But I think for today, I've done a really good job. I'm going to spend the next 10-15 minutes tidying up the greenhouse. And then I'm going to spend the afternoon inside baking with the kids, and I'll be back out tomorrow morning to hopefully, if it's dry, do some outdoors work. I want to cut the grass, I want to use the clippings to put on top of the potatoes. I've still got that strawberry planter to fix. Yeah, lots still to do for the weekend, but for now, I'm done. I'll see you very soon.